What's up, guys? Dr. Uz here from the Dr. Uz Talks YouTube channel. I wanted to talk to you guys today about shoplifting. But before I do that, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's liking, subscribing, watching all the videos, to this guy just talking about nonsense. Umming and eyeing all the way through is great. Thanks very much. So today, shoplifting, man. And like a lot of these videos, what happens is I'll end up seeing something on a YouTube reel, or I end up, seeing something in the news or whatever. But this time I actually saw something in real life that, I'm in my 40s, right? And it's something that I've seen very, very rarely. And in fact, throughout my entire life, I've only ever seen it once actually happen. And this is shoplifting, right? I've never actually really experienced loads of shoplifting in my life until I actually saw it like the other week. And it was weird because, you think somebody's committing a criminal act, right? And you think, okay, they're doing something criminal. They don't really want to be seen. They don't really want to be, they don't want to be caught, right? So they're going to do it a little bit slyly, okay? And that's kind of, when you grow up, that's the kind of way that, people are told about criminals. Somebody's going to be breaking into your house. You need this security. You need this to deter somebody. This is, don't go down into dark alleys at nighttime because, there might be somebody down there, things to kind of protect yourself, because the kind of conventional wisdom is that a criminal is basically in incognito, as it were, right? And you're never really going to encounter them unless they're doing something very, very sneakily, right? And it's hard to catch them because of that. Now, basically what happened was I was basically just shopping, buying something there in a local supermarket, and there was a guy next to me with a basket, right? So literal legit basket, right? And you're thinking, okay, fine, person just shopping, you never think anything about it, right? So this person basically had like the basket, in their hand, and was just like taking, certain things off the shelf, putting it in the basket. Nothing unusual about it. Looked very, very normal, right? And we go to like the next aisle, and I see this person in the next aisle there again, and they're putting stuff in the basket or whatever. I literally do not think anything about it whatsoever. So it's a smallish shop. It's not like a big supermarket, right? It's maybe like 5 aisles there. And in the UK, we have a lot of these things where it's basically like, a checkout where you just go there and just put all your stuff and you check everything out yourself, and there's nobody like manning the checkout or anything like that. So I went to one of those, and this dude with his full basket, right, like literally full basket, half of the stuff in there, random things, man, walks kind of next to me. So I'm thinking, okay, fine, dude's going to the next till. Nah, this dude literally walks out off the shop with a whole basket and stuff, right? So he literally walks past the row of like 2-3 of us. Obviously we're all thinking he's going to go to the checkout. Now this dude goes there. The security guard is there. Security guard is like, shouts at him a couple of times, right? But literally does nothing. Like literally can't restrain or anything like that. And just walks straight out. Then you're probably going to be saying, oh, why didn't you stop this dude or whatever? And to be honest, if you saw somebody running out of the shop, you probably would, right? You probably would stop them. But this dude literally calmly, that whole basket and everything. It's not like he's hiding anything in his clothes or anything. Literally whole basket held in like this, walked straight out of the store. Not being held by security, anything like that, man. And I was like, wow, this is so freaking brazen. Like literally, like just in front of you, just going and like, just stealing something like that. So because of that, I decided, I'm going to go and have a look and see how like widespread this is. And I ended up going down a rabbit hole of seeing what shoplifting is like in the UK. And it's absolutely insane. For some reason, shoplifting has become glamorized in the UK. And I'm not on TikTok because I'm too old, basically, right? But also, it's to me, there's something weird about TikTok, man. There's something on there that basically makes you like super addicted to it, and also rewards really crappy behavior, right? So I don't really want to be part of it. But on TikTok, it's like there are gangs on there of people like masked up and stuff like that, who basically are they're filming their entire like shoplifting episode. So they're basically saying, oh, we're gonna go into like, yeah, we're gonna go into an Apple store, yeah, and like teeth bare things from here, yeah, and you know, whatever. So they choose their language a little bit carefully, because like, because they don't want to like go and say they're actually stealing something. But they'll go in there and they'll literally take like 4 or 5 phones and like do it in a very sly way, or they'll do it with like counterfeit money, or they'll basically take in a stolen good, right, and then say it's not working and then replace it with something that's working afterwards, right? Like literally brazen, making a whole video start to finish. Obviously these videos are getting likes and views, and because of that they're getting money from that there as well, so they're getting extra cash from the fact that they're stealing something. And it's so open and it's so brazen. I'm just thinking, why is this like so open and brazen? So I kind of like found out that really security guards they're not allowed to tackle you, right? So in the US, you know, you can be tackled and stuff, but they don't usually, because you're thinking, oh, this person might have a gun or whatever, right? In the UK, they're not even allowed to like grab you and restrain you, right? Because you know, you could be done for assault if you're like grabbing and restraining somebody. So pretty much you can kind of like stand in front of them to kind of stop them from getting out the shop. But once they're out the shop, that's it, right? And they have the same rights as basically somebody who has self-defense in their home. So there was a case a while back, many years back, of this guy who basically somebody went into his home and robbed his home, and then basically he tackled one guy and you know, managed to kind of, you know, stop this one guy. But this other guy he saw was walking down the stairs, and he saw him from the back and he shot him with a shotgun, and this guy went to jail for a very long time. A criminal got like criminal compensation from the actual guy who shot him, whose house he was robbing. It was a very big case. And basically the thing behind that was that because of the fact he shot this guy in the back, he wasn't actually like, he wasn't actually under threat at that particular point. So the UK law says that if you're under threat, then you can defend yourself by law. But if the threat has gone, you can't just go and attack somebody. And obviously that's there for a reason. I don't really want to get into the reasons why that's there, but it's the same kind of thing. Like you can go and as a security guard, stand in front of somebody, stop them from getting out of the shop. But what you can't actually do is grab them, pull them into the shop, pin them down. Only the police are allowed to do that, right? So pretty much people just grabbing stuff and walking out of shops, and it's crazy. Not only that, there's a stupid law, right? There's a stupid law that basically says that up to £200, you're not going to get a criminal prosecution. And like many laws, these have been brought in to help the poorest in our society, because of the fact that you might have a mother who basically is just trying to get some milk for her kid or something like that, and it's like, you know, we can't prosecute for that. But of course you're going to get absolute jokers who basically are just like, oh, I'm going to steal £200 worth of wine and then sell it on the, you know, sell it to people, or I'm going to go and like there's these criminal gangs that are basically going and stealing cleaning products, and then you go to any car boot in the country and they just have cleaning products everywhere, like literally everywhere for sale, right? Because there's no traceability. It's absolutely crazy, right? What I would do about this is I'd repeal that £200 law straight away, and I'd basically make it for specific things. So, you know, if you're there's certain things there that, you know, you might be so poor that you can't afford, and I would take it on a case-by-case basis. If somebody is caught like actually going and stealing, like say some baby powder, like one baby powder, then okay, fine, you know, maybe we can say, okay, you did that, whatever. But if you're stealing 200 quid's worth of baby powder, you're probably going to be stealing it, right? So they need to get rid of that law there straight away. And not only that, we need to actually give more powers to security guards to say like you're allowed to trip this person up, knock them down while they're in the shop, and there's no prosecution because everything's on CCTV. You can see whether they assaulted this person or not. Anyway, guys, I don't know what you know or think about the shoplifting epidemic in the UK, because it's getting a little bit wild, right? It's one of the advantages that Dubai has over the UK, which people are going to go and pick up on my previous video. So, oh yeah, because Dubai is there. Yeah, anyway, it's the one advantage. But it's not something we can't fix. We just need to have the will to fix it. Anyway, guys, we'll see you again next time.